So yesterday was session 43. It was a session with two facilitators, and it's been quite a while since I've done two facilitators. Now, the difference with this is you get double the action. So during the process, the facilitators walk around and they can actually work together. They can be used by the energy to work together. So for instance, instead of one facilitator touching you or doing some kind of energy work on you, all of a sudden the second facilitator can support that process. So one can work from the back, working on your spine or your back or your head or whatever, your feet, and one is like going into a different aspect, and it's like they're both working together to facilitate something. It's a very beautiful experience because you feel the intensity of it. Like it's like two beings coming together, and there's something magical about it. You feel the coming together, whereas when it's just one facilitator, you just feel like wow, you're giving this gift. But when it's two, it's like you're being taken care of. There's something more. There's this feeling of like, whoa, it's like co-creating or like coming together as a group. Because of the third person, it feels more collective. It's very interesting. Now, there were a lot of people. I think there were about 17 women and 5 men, including me. That's a lot of people. So one of the facilitators, she's been going through her own twin flame journey, and this was very like relatable for me to hear about it, because she's been feeling the energy of her twin flame or her partner for a very long time, for almost like about a year. And it's only recently that she met him, and she started having all these visions about him, like marrying him, and she's like, I don't even want kids, and being together with him, that they're supposed to do something important together, like, I don't know, maybe a divine mission, or I don't know. Anyway, like, she's having these deep feelings and this knowing, and I can so relate to that. And I was so surprised because she's so gorgeous and smart, and she's very likable. And the guy, he's if I remember correctly, she told me, because maybe I don't remember correctly, she said he just sees me as a friend. He's like, we're just friends for now. He's like, he doesn't feel that way about me. And I can so relate to that. So she said, whenever we meet each other, it's like immediately things can be said, and they're so triggering. They go so deep. So it's like you need some distance. You need some space for yourself to process whatever has been triggered. And I was like, wow, that's so deep. And I never expected that a girl would be like by a guy, like not chosen, or because I always thought like guys always accept a beautiful woman, right? And this was very interesting. It's very interesting for me, like also to notice my own ideas about how it should be and how they're prejudiced, I guess. Now, with my own story, I've been having like also these kind of visions and these kind of revelations, and it's like a knowing. It's like you go to a session. I explained this to a couple of people. It's like you go to a session, and all of a sudden it's like you're getting all this download of information, or it's coming up from you. It's being unloaded, and all of a sudden you have like these deep, like law of attraction kind of visions about you and this person, and it's like it's already manifested on the 5D. Right? It's what she, this other facilitator, she also said it's like on the 5D, it's also clear what's supposed to happen, how it is, but on the 3D, it's like, it's not coming together yet. But I it's like, I told it to my friends, like, I'm just a guy who went to a couple of sessions, okay, 40 sessions, and around 33rd session, I started to have these visions about that woman, like really deep visions about our past lives together, about how we're supposed to be married together, how we're supposed to have kids together. And after a session, it's like you had a certain dynamic towards the person. But after those visions, because it's so energetically alive in you, you open your eyes and you feel like your energy, the life energy in you, is like drawn to that experience, to that person, and there's this devotional love. It's like not personal at all. It's like, it's so deep and devotional. It's like, you're it for me. You are all for me. Like, and it's like I don't know if I can use the word soul. It's like a soul knowing, a deep, like, yeah. And then when somebody doesn't, if it's not mutual, or the other person isn't having that, because when I was expressing all these things to the person who I was having these visions about, she also said basically, that's not my story. Like, she didn't say no, I don't feel that way, but she told me, I never said yes. She always said to me, go into your heart, feel whether it's just something that your mind is making up, or whether it's really in your heart. But the thing is, for me, it was so confusing, because I had never had these experiences in camp before. Camp for me was like a place where I was revealed things that were like really like shifting things in my life. But then this was like, is this real? Or is this my subconscious belief, my subconscious desire? And honestly, I investigated this. There were some subconscious like beliefs and desires about this person, that with her I could have a high level consciousness relationship, that with her I would be able to have the love relationship that I always wanted and yearned for, that intimacy, that understanding. Because so then what happened was, she told me about this. So I sort of facilitated her whole story, and I was like, whoa, I'm having the same kind of thing. Like, whoa, this is so relatable. What I found out through lots of videos on YouTube, it's not about being with your twin flame or that person. It's about using them as a mirror to grow spiritually. And it's all about aligning yourself. When you're aligned in yourself, it's like life is flowing, and energetically you will be pulled together no matter what, if it's real. It's all about also like trusting in divine timing, trusting in God's plan, the universe's plan, God's plan, that like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And the mind has to let go of the attachment that needs to happen now, knowing when, what is going to happen, how it's going to happen. It's like, I'm letting it all go. Like, I don't need it to be happy. I'm fulfilled and whole on my own. If it happens, I trust it. If it doesn't happen, then probably wasn't real to begin with. So it's a big lesson in letting go, but it can be very overwhelming. Like, honestly, like, people say it so easily, like, yeah, just go inside yourself and look at the truth of it. But like, when you have like these intense, like really intense emotions, really intense desires, really intense like devotional love, and these images, and like you feel it and somebody dismisses it, it's very yeah, there's this sadness about it. Like, wow, like, because it feels so real, it feels so pure, because it's like a creation, a creative energy that's created. It's not created by the mind, in the sense that you didn't think it up, you didn't imagine it. It all came through visions, through KAP. So there's this feeling like, whoa, but it should be. Anyway, like, after talking about it for a while, the session started. So this session was very powerful. There was so many people. It was very energetically. There was also a very interesting first time that I saw in KAP a woman wearing a hijab. yeah, I never seen that before. It was very, very, very interesting to see her, and to also yeah, like very welcoming. So really curious to hear more about from her, how her experience was. Mm, but she didn't share at the end. Anyway, once the session started, so powerful, like you felt this deep magical energy in the room, and my body started to move, and immediately I went into a headstand. And it's like, you know, when you do a headstand and you have to like balance it out and keep yourself tight and keep yourself straight. But here, because the energy is doing it, you just like feel your body is like instantly like going into a headstand, and every motion is so aligned that it costs you no effort at all. It just like everything staying stable, and you're just like in this flow that's very, very light. And if you just stay in that flow, if you don't resist it, the flow allows you to experience this weightlessness and this alignment, where there's a feeling of being grounded, but also being like almost like complete. It's like it's like feeling geometric perfection or something. Very difficult to describe. Yeah, my feet were like making waves, and there was just like an inner harmony. And I started to shout, make sounds, sing Elohim, Elohim, Elohim. I saw like in the room, I started to have images. I saw like I don't remember exactly because it was very fast, but I saw like energetic beings, or yeah, energetic beings in the room, like next to some people. I saw some angelic beings appear, and there was like energy flashes of seeing energy, but it wasn't very clear. At a certain point, I started like to mumble all these shamanic sounds. Like I cannot repeat it, but it was all very like rhythmically shamanic, very it felt very, very ritualistic. Like it was clapping sounds, like almost like these kinds of wizardly like words were coming out, and waving with the energy, and like almost creating a kind of atmosphere in the space. It was very very deep. I felt a deep connection with the people also. It's like I felt whatever the room needed, and then it was like being facilitated, or there was an interaction, energetic interaction, trying to create like a harmonic sound or a harmonic atmosphere in the container, in the room. And then all of a sudden, I saw like this infinite darkness, and there was a door that was opening, but it was inside of me, and I was going through that door inside of me, and I felt like I was just like being lost in infinity. There was this feeling of like, whoa, like no boundaries, like infinite depth. I kept like going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and then I was just sitting there, and for a while I was just having like all kind of flashes. So my hand was like moving with energy, and I was seeing like my house, and my hand was going through my house, and it's like do a renovation, like take away this table, put a new table here, put a new sofa here. Upstairs you have to paint the walls, you have to use the laptop here. Then I saw myself like writing a book. Again, it keeps coming back, that book thing about my life as an immigrant. So I guess that will be written in the future somewhere. Then I saw my partner, and I saw like myself being at this governmental building, and I saw like signing that her name and then my name, and that there was like a death. So saw myself doing things that I was avoiding with her. Like we were going to something. Yeah, I started to sing also. There was a lot of singing in the room. Like when you have two facilitators and it's like one of those nights, you just like fall so in love. It's like it's better than a discotheque. I wrote a post about it on Instagram. It's so amazing. It's deep. It's profound, and it's so yeah. Like it opens your feelings and your soul frequency. Or it's like there was just this harmonious like coexistence with everybody, and just like enjoyment, complete enjoyment of everything. And then I saw yeah, I saw myself doing a course of psychotherapy. I saw myself being a KAP facilitator. I saw myself meeting Venet Wong, being with him there, and I saw like the words KAP by Igor. KAP by, I kept seeing it over and over and over again on the Instagram page, like KAP by Igor. I kept seeing that. And then I started to say these words where there was like, I vow, I pledge my life to be a guardian of love. Like I started to say like these words, I pledge my life to be a guardian of love. I pledge my life to be a guardian of love. And then there was this sense of like, I allow my body to be a vessel for unconditional love. And I kept saying that I allow my body to be a vessel for unconditional love. And I felt this energetic shift in my body happening, this peace, this kind of harmony of like, and it was like energy was going through me and energy was going through the hands. There was a lot of energy flowing, but it was very soft, very like gas that's like opening everything up. It was very profound. I saw the woman from my visions again, but this time it was interesting because I saw myself interacting with her, but I was asking like, I want to ask your soul for forgiveness for everything that's ever happened between us. So I was asking like, I'm asking her soul for forgiveness for everything forever, like whatever happened between us. And I kept like asking for forgiveness, and there was a point of like release. And then there was like, I forgave her everything. I forgave her soul everything, because I had some flashes that things in previous lifetimes, there was something, like I saw flashes, but it wasn't really clear. Like I had it in previous sessions, but in this session there was like, something was like keeping the dynamic very, you know, like, yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. It was, because it was all flashy, but there was a release, there was a neutrality about it that came then. But there was the realization like, okay, and now the souls like could merge. And once like I felt that the two souls merged together as one, and there was this feeling of like peace and completeness, and it's done. Then yeah, the facilitators came to me, and they came to me with two, and she started to just kindle my heart. The moment she kindled my heart, I just like, my body was filled with love. It was like all my cells were filled with like love, like laughter, love, and it was like every cell in your body is like becoming weightless, and it's like you're falling through space in love, and you're like, it's so into it. Yeah. You're in a free dive of love. That wave, it's gorgeous to experience. And then there was a time where they came back again, So what happened was the facilitators came back after a round, and the moment they came back, my body did like some bridges, some poses, and I was becoming very hot. And all of a sudden, they were like putting something into motion. They did some movement, some touching with two. So all of a sudden, I feel one facilitator, she's touching my foot, my one foot, my right foot like this, and the other one is from the top, like touching me somewhere. And all of a sudden, they go away, and I start to have like these deep, like this process of becoming like starting to orgasm. And for like two songs straight, or 3 songs, I don't know how long it was, but I just started to come, and like having like, it was like my body was having sex, and it was like orgasm after orgasm after orgasm, like like really like so like, and I was resisting it. I was like, because so many people, so resisting, but it just kept coming. The energy kept bubbling up, and at a certain point, I was like really like given into it, like like really like loud and deep, and I was like shagging the floor, like literally. I was like, my body was just like shagging the floor, and like going all out, like visually, with the sound, with the energy, with the body, like everything was engaged. It was very interesting. Afterwards, in the sharing, some like two people, I think, they said, you know, when that started to happen, I felt very triggered, in the sense that there was like this. So one woman, she said that she felt very, she had like some kind of, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she had like some kind of resistance to it. But then she said, it's like, because in my life, like, there are things in my life that are playing out, and this is like something that came like an issue for me. And then another woman also said, like, it was also very triggering for me. It was so then the facilitators said, it's like, sometimes you just like, you witness the process of somebody else, and then you had like a revelation, what in you is resisting or doesn't want that to happen, because inherently there's nothing wrong about it, right? It's just an expression of energy, of an experience. Another woman, she asked, can you get contagious? Like, can you take on some emotions from people during KAP? And the facilitators, if I remember correctly, said, only if you choose to. So if you choose to take over some kind of emotion or energy, you can take it over. But then if you don't, you don't. So it's like a choice. I don't remember if it's exactly like that. Maybe they said it a different way, but they definitely said that it's a choice. You choose it. So sometimes, apparently, like, I asked, like, did you feel like you took something from somebody? She's like, no, but I felt like another woman took something from me. But who knows? I don't know. What else? Organic, come to me, full surrender. Yeah, I started to see, like, my eyes started to go open, and I fell into this. I was like very aware all of a sudden, and my eyes were open, and I looked at a woman, and I sensed her back. It was like I was feeling into the insides of her back, and I was sensing like something in the back, and I needed to go there and put my hands there. And I was like, I'm not gonna go there, like, this is their session, I'm not gonna do this, maybe she doesn't want it, you know, like, I don't know whether it's allowed or not. And afterwards I also didn't ask it. Yeah, because I'm not the facilitator there, right? But I will ask it next time and I will let you know. It was very interesting to me because I kept feeling that the whole time, like something in the back, go there, go there, go there. And then I saw myself doing like there was all of a sudden like this viewing of my life, and there was this question that was asked: how would love live in this? How would love live this? Live my life. Live this period of my life. Then I saw like my twin flame, or the woman who I have a connection with, and it was like I was having a ring on my finger, on my hand, and I just let her look at it. She looked at it, she picked it up, and she put it on, and then she showed me a ring, and I took it, and I put it on, and there was like this energy or this feeling like, okay. Then there was like a scene where we were just kissing together. And it felt like we were just kissing together. Then I started to see another woman. And I saw myself being alone with her somewhere, and we were like having this kind of sexual experience. Like I was seeing the scene that we were having, like some kind of friend with benefits, kind of sexual experience or something like that. So it was very visual, it was very detailed. So just looking at that, and then all of a sudden, I was opening my eyes, and I saw like my hand was like moving this snake around, and there was this energetic snake, and it went up the insides of a facilitator, and not a facilitator, a participant, and I felt like how it was inside that person, and there was this feeling of just like enjoying inside that person. Yeah, it was very like new to me. Like I never had that experience before. It's like the snake went in, and I really felt the insides of that person. There was a warmth and a sensual energy, and like an enjoyment of it all. And then once that was done, I started to see images of me and a woman in a house, like having like sexual intercourse. It was quite vivid, quite visual. So started to see that. Yeah, there were some other things, but honestly, my handwriting is so like this that some things, it's like I have to try to decipher them. Like, the said, my the hugged. Right. Oh yeah, at the end, there was this one moment where another participant came to me, and she said, you know, I had a vision about you. I kept seeing, or I saw you in my vision. And I was like, oh really? So I was like, can I give you a hug? And then we hugged for some time. And while we were hugging, there was this feeling of just like, And she was like, I don't want to let it go. I want this to go on forever. I was like, There's this warmth. And yeah, and then the session was over. My friend, because he has now had his self-realization or an energetic shift or whatever it is, his session has now drastically changed. So apparently he said there was this feeling like almost being done with it, like There's nothing to process anymore. Everything just flowing through, happening. So he wants to become a KAP facilitator now, because he feels like, I just come here because I like to dance and enjoy myself. I don't know if I'm paraphrasing or if it's exactly what he said, but anyway, it was it was very nice to see that from him. We walked and we talked a lot for a while. This session, I must say, was very grounded, very powerful. So if you're able to do a KAP session with 2 facilitators, do it. Highly recommend it to you. It's so deep and it's so revealing. It's electric. Yeah. For me, like the biggest takeaway, like the essence of it, it was like, I guess the theme that keeps coming back to me is to live a purposeful life and to not avoid things, because that was what was shown in my visions. Like, don't avoid this, do this, and write the book, and like the visions about the women and stuff. It's like all these visions, they come, and somewhere I know, like, some visions I had them in KAP, and then in a very synchronistic kind of way, some visions started to come out, like very unexpectedly. Like they just appeared and they come together and they appeared. So I don't have a lot of knowledge about the 5D and the 3D and all that stuff, but like I can understand that if on an energetic level and energetic realm, some things are already planned to be, or are already like that in a certain way, that here there needs to be some kind of readjustment, right, for things to fall into place. So it's very interesting, very interesting. Also, like the whole journey of that woman with her twin flame, or the connection. It's very relatable for me. It made me feel like, okay, another person who's going through something like this. It was very also comforting in a way, because it was like, oh, so I'm not the only one like that, and she's a gorgeous woman, so it's like even she can have those experiences. So yeah, very interesting. KAP is it's really a gift. It's a gift that you give to yourself, because you can go really deep, and you can, you don't know what will come. You don't know what's gonna happen. But what you do know is that it feels so freeing. There's such a freedom in it. Like during this session, there was so many moments of dance and just being in the music. Sometimes I opened my eyes and saw like another woman. She was dancing, and the energy, like making light language. People like were crying. People, like, I didn't even notice that people were like, sure, a bit, but like there was just like this okayness, this harmony, this like everything here just it's amazing. Or maybe that's just my perception of it. It's very beautiful, very beautiful. I feel very grateful to have experienced that. It's like you come together with a group and you have this deep energetic dive where you all, I don't want to say play together, but you all express yourself in a certain way, and it all adds to each other, because everybody's making different sounds, everybody's making movements, everybody's like just expressing and releasing, and and just radiating and coming to life. And it's such a beautiful thing to witness. Afterwards, some people shared, and then we closed the session. I used to have nostalgia after like beautiful sessions like this one done, but now whenever these sessions happen, I feel like, wow, I just feel so grateful to have had this deep dive. Sure, there's like some nostalgia, but it's not like sad. It's more like, I value this. I love this so much. Being here together. Maybe there's some, no sadness. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I wish you all a happy night.